Hello, welcome to Module 11. I am going to stop the video and share the screen. Hang on one moment. Sorry about this. We'll get it going here. All right, so you only have 2 more weeks in your 12-week journey. I cannot believe it. It seems to have gone fast for me. This is the quote for the day, and I can't give credit to who said it because I got it from somewhere, but they didn't say who said it. So it's just small daily improvements are the key to staggering long-term results. So just know that each day you make small, healthy choices will really be helpful for you in the long run. All right, so today we're going to cover in the mindset portion quality journaling with the feelings wheel. So we're revisiting journaling. We talked about that in module 1. Under nutrition, we're going to talk about supplements, eating happy food, and some alcohol tips and avoiding hangovers or helping with hangovers. And then under exercise, I give you some pyramid training workouts as well as an idea about accountability. And then in stress reduction, we talk about helpers high. But first, before we dive into mindset, you get to reassess yourself from measuring yourself from the first welcome packet from that first week. And so remember to use the same measuring tools that you used a few months ago. And, take your weight and your height and your BMI, blood pressure, cholesterol, some of your measurements. You may be surprised of how much you have lost. But remember, some things are hard to measure. You also want to check in with how you feel. Do you have more energy? Are you sleeping better? Have you been receiving random compliments from people, from coworkers or family members? Are you feeling just happier and more confident? Those are just as important. All right, and I can't wait to hear about your results on our next call. And remember, when you did your goals, you included a reward. So make sure that is so important to complete that cycle. If you got to one of your goals, then make sure you reward yourself. All right, we're going to go into mindset matters. Last week we talked about positive feelings and feeling those feelings first 17 seconds in the morning. And I just want to extend your morning ritual and those positive feelings by including journaling. And I know we discussed it in module 1, where I asked you to journal with value and quality. And sometimes it's hard to know what to write. Do you ever sit there with the pen in your hand and an empty journal page and you just don't know what to write? That has happened to me before, kind of a writer's block there. And to get things going for you, I'm going to include the feelings wheel. And I included the story here in the workbook, but just quickly, I remember when I went to counseling and she asked me to describe what I felt about a certain situation, and I couldn't put words to it. So she handed this to me, and it was just an aha moment for me. Suddenly, I had words to describe how I felt, and more than that, it gave me permission to feel my feelings unapologetically, and I've just never looked back. So I want to share this tool with you. And if you're not currently journaling, I just ask that maybe you just on a piece of paper each day, on a scale of 1 to 10, write down your number. How are you feeling today? And hopefully you'll see over time the improvement. I know when I've gone back to look at my journals, whenever I finish a journal, I read through what I've written over the days, and I learn so much about myself, And I also see how much I've grown and realize that I worried over things that I didn't need to. And it also helped me to see that prayers were answered. And it's just very enlightening. And it just helps you to know yourself better. And I put that quote up there from Socrates, knowing thyself is wisdom. So I encourage you to try it. All right, under nutrition, we're going to talk about supplements. And I get that question a lot of whether you should supplement or not. And the short answer is the best way to get all your nutrients is through real whole foods, this through your diet. But let's face it, we have busy lives, stressful lives, and you're just not going to get your 8 to 10 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. So yes, supplementing is something that you can add to your daily routines. And I think I wrote that. Yes, use supplements in addition to, not instead of a whole food diet. So don't think that, I'm taking a multivitamin, so I don't have to have a salad at lunch. I can just have the hamburger and fries. No, that's not an excuse to not eat healthfully. So if any of these are you, then you really must take a supplement. If you're pregnant, if you have some sort of illness and your immune system is weak, if you have food allergies where you can't eat, dairy, for instance, you'll need to take a calcium supplement. They say adults over 50, and that's just because as we get older, our immune systems decrease. If you have a limited diet, like if you're a vegetarian, a vegan, if you are only eating small amounts because of surgeries, then you'll want to supplement. And then also, if you're busy and stressed out, you'll want to supplement. And aren't we all busy and stressed out? So supplementing is a good thing. When buying your supplements, you will want to make sure you get quality vitamin. I'm still on a search for the best supplement out there. You'll just want to get the best quality for what you can afford, and you'll always want to have science back it up. You'll want to be sure that it's from a trustworthy source, and that the supplement is effectively absorbed in the body, and that there are no fillers in it. So you really have to do some research. Just remember that synthetic supplements are highly processed, and whole food supplements are the least processed. So that's the one to go for. Backing up really quick. So we talked about macronutrients in the program. Fats, proteins, and carbohydrates. And supplementing is a way to make sure you get your micronutrients. Micronutrients are your vitamins and your minerals. And there's a lot of details that we could go into, but I am just going to cut to the chase and share with you just what you need to do and probably what you need for your diet right now. Always check with your doctor first or your pharmacist, because any kind of supplement can interfere with any meds that you're taking. So please remember to do that. All right, so here we go. This is what I take. I do not take a calcium pill, but I do take all of the others, and I'll quickly go over them right now. A multivitamin is, again, just something that you'll want to take, especially when you're ill or stressed out. And I buy mine from Whole Foods. They're kind of expensive there though. So again, I'm still on the lookout for the best multi out there. Omega-3s. So if you're not eating the fatty fish, like wild salmon twice a week, you'll want to take an omega-3 supplement. You'll want to make sure it has DHA and EPA in that supplement. And make sure it's a good choice. Dr. Sears actually gives us one from Vital Choice that he says is very good. I've also, that's a very expensive one. I've also purchased Cooper's omega-3s from the Cooper Institute. They sell those vitamins at, Tom Thumb, the grocery stores, and everywhere. since it's a Dallas thing though, so I'm not sure if our friends that don't live in Texas have the Cooper's supplements. I don't get a commission on any of these, don't worry. And I do want to take note, this is not, omega-3 supplement is not the same thing as a fish oil supplement. So you don't need to be taking a fish oil supplement if you're taking an omega-3 supplement. There is a lot of talk out there about fish oil supplements that are not good. They can be filled with mercury, and they can go rancid very quickly, and they also make you burp. So just make sure you don't get those two confused. Calcium, again, this is up to your doctor. If your doctor says you need calcium, then go ahead and add this as a supplement. Otherwise, if you're eating yogurt and cheese or milk or dairy, other forms of calcium, spinach is the highest form of calcium, broccoli. So you may be getting enough already. And if you do, though, need a calcium supplement, remember it's best absorbed when taken in smaller amounts and more frequently with meals. And so make sure you choose one that's calcium citrate. Otherwise, you'll want 1,500 milligrams. That's the recommended dose throughout the day, not all at once. Next is vitamin D. I think a lot of us have experienced being low in vitamin D when we go to our checkups, and they're saying that vitamin D may be more important for the bone building nutrient than calcium, because vitamin D is the body's regulator of the bone building minerals like calcium and phosphorus. So be sure it's an effective form of vitamin D3, and you'll want to get anywhere from 2,000 to 4,000 IUs a day. Lastly, I do take a B12 because even though I'm not a vegetarian, I don't eat a lot of meat. So if you are a vegan, you'll want to take a B12 supplement because it is not found in plant food. And I like the sublingual lozenges that kind of dissolve on your tongue. It's my favorite kind. So again, this is a whole huge topic. I am just kind of giving you the overview of supplementation. All right, next under nutrition, I wanted to include this section because I thought it was a feel-good section, and happy. You can enjoy happy food for stress relief, so this could be under stress reduction as well. But the best type of emotional eating is grazing. So that's because you want to keep your insulin levels stable. When insulin levels are stable, your moods are stable, and that just makes for a happier person. And the following foods that I've listed in the book, workbook, they contain high levels of the calming amino acid tryptophan, and they stimulate the happy, relaxing hormones of dopamine and serotonin. And they are seafood, turkey, whole grains, beans, rice, hummus, lentils, nuts, eggs, sunflower seeds and sesame seeds, dairy products, and the last one that I included a picture of is dark chocolate. So just make sure your dark chocolate contains 70 to 80% of cocoa solids. Just look for that in the ingredients list. Yay! Eat happy foods. Be happy. All right, next and last under nutrition is alcohol, and I include that because it's actually a part of my life and I want to be safe about it. So, and I just think it's probably a part of all of our lives, and it's always a question about health. So here we go. Let's dive right in. Of course, excess alcohol, I'm just going to tell you how it negatively affects the body. And this is, again, if you're drinking in excess of the recommended amount. It raises your blood pressure. It increases the risk of breast cancer. It dissolves fatty tissue in the brain, and so therefore it damages brain cells. I don't know how else to say this, but I will say it this way, and I think you'll get what I'm saying. According to Shakespeare, alcohol provokes desire and takes away performance. That's from Macbeth. So it reduces your sexual performance. It disrupts your sleep cycles and causes indigestion and heartburn. So that, besides, it also can be addictive and can, ruin your life. But that's not for a coach to help you with. That is something much more serious. But I also want to share with you the positive effects of alcohol. The grape skins used in red wine contains flavonoids and, I don't know how to pronounce this, polyphenols, which are powerful antioxidants. And alcohol can slightly raise the red wine can slightly raise your HDL, which is the good cholesterol. Again, that's in moderation, not a lot of it. And I say this later, but don't start drinking if you're currently not drinking just because of these positive effects. You can get the same effects from drinking pomegranate juice or grape juice. So don't start if you are currently not. All right, so then let's go right into the safe alcohol drinking tips. And this is just good rules to go by. Drink for taste, not effect. And if you're drinking for effect, that is when it becomes dangerous and addictive, of course. Know your tolerance. For some people, 1 or 2 drinks is enough and they know they need to stop. They feel out of control. And so the out of control signals in the brain that you just don't want to drink anymore. And if that signal isn't going off in your brain, that's sort of a red flag that perhaps, you may need some help in curtailing your alcohol intake. Sip rather than guzzle. So just enjoy the taste and the aroma and the friends that you're with and the food you're eating it with. So drink while you eat. So never drink on an empty stomach. The presence of food slows down the absorption of alcohol in your body. Drink less if you are overweight because you don't need the extra calories or carbs. And then watch out for the creep effect, where if you're used to 1 glass a day, then all of a sudden you find that, I'll just have 2, what's 1 more? And then you think, pretty soon you're drinking the whole bottle. That's called the creep effect. And a lot of people confuse that with, I think I'm addicted to alcohol. No, it's just called the creep effect, and it just is something that happens and you want to be aware of. And it's a good idea to just take some alcohol breaks throughout the week. Just choose not to drink for a few days or a week here and there, and just take a break to stop that creep effect. Also, did you know this? I did not know this until I took the course, but if you are on certain medications like antacids, that's over the counter, the combination of these, as well as like Advil and things, they can actually raise your blood alcohol level if they're taken within 1 hour of one another. So I thought that was interesting. And then, of course, this is the suggested amount that is what Dr. Sears has in his book of per diem. This is 5 ounces of wine or 12 ounces of beer or 1.5 ounces of 80 proof spirits. All right. And then the next question, can alcohol make you fat? And the answer is yes. It's basically strong sugar water, and it's 100 calories per drink. So the excess sugar from the alcohol is deposited as fat, especially around your middle section. And so, of course, also alcohol overrides your inhibitions, and you will make probably poor choices in eating. Just makes you want that box of crackers or chips or candy bar. And yeah. All right. So you get that. So finally, just remember, alcohol is a solvent. All right. You can clean stains with alcohol. And so the lining of your stomach is protected by a layer of mucus, but alcohol crosses that lining and makes its way into the bloodstream and the liver very, very quickly. So then therefore the glands in your stomach produce more acid, further aggravating heartburn and things like that. So it can be toxic in high doses. And that is why it affects your liver so much, because your liver is the the cleaner outer, the processor. It gets rid of all of those poisons. And so drinking alcohol just makes your liver work harder. All right. And here we go for tips to avoid or help hangovers. So the first one is avoid drinks with congeners. And what is that? So so ethanol is the main active ingredient in alcoholic drinks. When ethanol is produced by the fermentation, the side products are called congeners. And I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. I should have looked that up. And so that congeners are toxic chemicals, and they're formed in small amounts when alcohol is produced. So well-known congeners include methanol, isopentanol, and acetone. What the heck? So alcoholic drinks with high amounts of congeners increase the frequency and intensity of hangovers. And so those types of alcohol with high levels of congeners are whiskey, cognac, and tequila, with bourbon whiskey being the most high in that congener. Gosh, I wish I knew how to pronounce that. But then on the other hand, colorless drinks like vodka, gin, and rum contain very low levels of congeners. So, if you have to choose, if it doesn't matter to you, choose the colorless drinks. All right. Then also drink more alcohol, because alcohol contributes to dehydration. So a good rule of thumb is to have a drink and then a glass of water and then a drink and then a glass of water, like that. And then also take a big glass of water, drink a big glass of water before you go to sleep. Then speaking of sleep, get enough sleep, because as you know, alcohol interferes with sleep. So even though you may have been in bed for 8 hours, you probably didn't sleep with quality those 8 hours. So, make sure you rest and sleep during the day if you have hangover. I feel silly saying all that. Also, you want to eat a hearty and healthy breakfast or a late night meal, because sometimes hangovers are associated with low levels of blood sugar. And so you'll need extra vitamins and minerals, and just a good nutritious breakfast in the morning will help. And also, finally, take supplements to reduce inflammation, because many symptoms of hangovers are thought to be caused by low-grade inflammation. So, besides anti-inflammatory drugs, you can also eat the plant-based foods that I mentioned before that are anti-inflammatory. And that may help you as well. And supplements that have been shown to be effective include red ginseng, ginger, and prickly pear, with prickly pear being the highlighted one, believe it or not. All right, well, now you have the facts about alcohol and drinking, and just make wise choices. I know you will. All right, exercise. What I have included in this training is not a video. It's just some workout ideas. It's a clever, fun way to get your workout in. Just turn on some music, and a lot of these workouts that I've included do not require any equipment. You just need a place to do it. And so basically a pyramid is going up and down with your reps. Like one example is 10 burpees, 20 push-ups, 30 crunches, 40 squats, 50 Russian twists, a 60-second plank, and then go back down the pyramid. So do the 60-second plank again, 50 Russian twists, 40 squats, 30 crunches, 20 push-ups, 10 burpees. I sound like I'm singing the 12 Days of Christmas. Anyway, have some fun with that. And if you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. All right. And then also I talk about accountability. It's a proven fact that if you work out with a partner, you're more apt to not skip a workout and also work out more intensely. So, who can you share a workout with? Who can you meet up for a walk or meet at the gym? It's always a good thing. All right, and lastly, under stress reduction, we talk about the helper's high. And, when you help others, you usually get more out of it than you give. And it's actually, the helper's high is actually has a biochemical basis because the feel-good hormones, dopamine and oxytocin, actually kick in when you're helping others or giving monetarily, either one of those. So it also has been shown to help you control your weight and lower your blood pressure. It can help relief from depression and chronic pain. And so it's just, it's something to think about. And then I'm going to end with this quote from Bob Hope. He says, "If you haven't got any charity in your heart, you have the worst kind of heart trouble." And it couldn't be more true, right? He probably didn't realize that it actually does affect your health and your heart. So who can you help today? And I put some examples in there. A good place to start is just by knowing some of the experiences you've had in your life, and maybe you've gone through something difficult and you can pay it forward and give your testimonial and help someone that's currently going through something you've already gone through, and you see the light now at the end of that dark tunnel that you once were going through. So I encourage you to try to find something to help yourself and help others at the same time. All right, that's it. Have a great day. Bye.